A couple of years ago, photos of a horror hot air balloon festival went viral. Although of the 6 balloons, only 2 represented popular horror movie icons. One was Freddy Krueger from the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. The other was Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th movies. 2 others were Star Wars villains, Darth Vader and Darth Maul. The final 2 were the hip-hop duo, the Insane Clown Posse. Some captions claimed it represented a horror hot air balloon festival in Colorado. Others placed it in Oregon. To employ a bad pun, I hate to burst your bubble, but despite how real the photographs appear, there was no horror hot air balloon festival in either Colorado or Oregon. The balloons were 3D art created by virtual reality sculptor Cabel Adams. Reporter Rick Mickles wrote about the balloons in an interview with Adams on 98.3 The Key. Adams explained it was part of a prank. It all started when the city he lives in, Eugene, Oregon, hosted the World Track Championships. The city threw a lot of events for both the athletes and the visitors. In his opinion, they were really fancy and made the locals feel left out. So he decided to do a prank and get photos during the festivals to add to the hot air balloons. He also went on to say what else he hoped his prank would accomplish. I felt it needed some juxtaposition, so I added the Insane Clown Posse and some well-known horror characters. I figured this would keep rent low and Californians from moving in. I fear if the balloons were real, his plan might backfire on him though. There are so many horror lovers out there, and Eugene is such a lovely city, that it very well might entice more people to visit and move there. Even though that horror hot air balloon show wasn't real, there are a couple of places that have held Halloween-themed hot air balloon festivals in October, including the Lehigh Valley Spooktacular Hot Air Balloon Festival in Slatington, Pennsylvania, and the Spooktacular Hot Air Balloon Festival in Scottsdale, Arizona. And while not Halloween-themed per se, the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is held in October and features a variety of shaped balloons, including ones inspired by spooky pop culture figures like Darth Vader and Dracula. But if there ever was a horror hot air balloon festival, I think one of the most stunning landscapes to host such an event in would be Cappadocia, Turkey. Riding in a balloon above the region's very chimneys is a popular tourist activity there. What a sight it would be to see horror hot air balloons floating above them, especially if it included a Pennywise balloon. He'd make a particularly great horror hot air balloon, I think, especially if it included the saying, "We all float up here." In addition to the horror hot air balloons, Adams also virtually created Hellraiser Park and Urban Bird Observatory in Eugene, Oregon, which features a Pinhead slide. Another thing I wish was real. What about you? You can view more of Cabel Adams' work on Facebook or ArtStation. If these horror hot air balloons were real, which would you want to go up in? All is an option. Thanks so much for joining us. Until our paths cross again, ciao for now. Unless you want to keep watching, then we recommend checking this out.